Thank you for turning to page 121. Today, we're going to take a look at a monster out of Monster Manual 2, the Cavefisher. Before we get started, though, I want to remind everybody to please subscribe to the channel. Keep it growing. It's been growing pretty well. I'd like to keep it growing even better. And also, please take a look at the Patreon, see if there's anything you can do to help grow the channel there. But enough for the commercial. Back to the stuff out of Monster Manual 2, the Cavefisher. I like this guy. This is a deceptive monster in more ways than one. So the Cavefisher, number appearing 1 to 4, armor class is 4, 3 hit dice, 2 attacks at 2 to 8, 2 to 8. Special attack is an adhesive trap line. Special defenses see below, and it's medium creature with neutral intelligence or neutral alignment and semi-intelligent. Cavefishers are hard-shelled, many-legged creatures that live by trapping animals in their subterranean world. To trap its prey, a Cavefisher employs a super strong, highly adhesive filament that extends from its proboscis. The filament is 60 feet long and tipped with a powerful adhesive sucker. A Cavefisher can shoot this filament from its proboscis with great speed and accuracy, striking as a 6-hit dice monster. It will then reel in the prey at a rate of 15 feet per round using a complex organic winch hounded in an armored protuberance behind its head. A Cavefisher can pull the weight 400 pounds. Adhesive in the sucker also coats the filament, but it can be dissolved with liquids such as high alcohol or the Cavefisher's blood. The filaments are so strong that they can only be cut by a +1 or better edged weapon and are so thin there's only a 20% chance of noticing them within 10 feet and no chance beyond that distance. When the Cavefisher's prey is drawn in, the creature kills and digests it with its pincers, cutting it to pieces suitable for ingestion. 2 of the Cavefisher's 8 legs end in powerful pincers. The other 6 are used by the creature to attach itself to the rock of its hiding place, cementing itself in place with the same adhesive that coats its filament. So they're not very mobile once they get going. Cavefishers prefer to hide on ledges over much-traveled paths. They string their filaments across a likely spot for catching small flying creatures. If something enters the Cavefisher's range but does not blunder into a filament, the creature will silently reel its filament in, take 1 round to do so, and then fire at a potential victim. If it misses, it will try again for as long as the prey is in range. A Cavefisher's ledge or niche is usually covered with the bones and belongings of its victims. If the local animals learn to avoid a Cavefisher's abode, it will dissolve its bindings and crawl to a new area where its prey is less wary. So basically, this thing just sits up like a spider. It's very much like a spider. It sits up on its little ledge. It shoots its web down and drags the prey up to it. The reason, if you saw this thing and you think armor class 4, 3 hit dice, oh, this guy, it's a low-level encounter. No. Circumstances dictate that this guy is actually a medium level column or encounter at least. And multiples of these can give a challenge to a group of up to 7th, 8th level. The reason is where they're situated. They're kind of up in a little ledge, and they're up at least 15 feet usually, as I do it, sometimes even a little bit higher, because their filament can go 60 feet, so they could be up 30 feet on the ledge. A lot of the problem with a lower level group is they have no means to get up there to attack the thing. If one of the parties is being hauled up to it, you might have a thief who can climb walls and get up there, or maybe even a mage who could levitate, or use spider climb to get up there. But that's going to be your limited choices at low level. And low level in this case being up to 3rd to 4th level. So even though it's got low hit dice and not a great armor class, it's still not a low level encounter. You can do a pretty effective TPK with like 2 of these against a lower level party. A medium level party, 2 or 3 of these is going to be an interesting and fun encounter. It can also take a little bit of time. By the time the players figure out where the thing is and try to get up there and everything. Now, they can shoot at it with bows, and I'd absolutely allow that, but I give the Cavefisher +4 to its armor class because of its position basically behind the ledge. It's kind of back of the ledge. It's peeked over, shot its filament, now it's hauling the creature in with its organic winch. Organic winch. Organic winch would be funnier. Organic winch, but the creature being hauled up is going to partially obscure it, and then the Cavefisher itself will move back a little bit. First, to make room for the prey it's hauling in, and second, to protect itself from attacks down below. So if you position this properly, as in the picture, it's going to be hard to get at the creature to do it any kind of damage. Treasure up there, yeah, absolutely. There's treasure up there. I put good treasure up there, which my players know, and then they become reluctant to use things like Fireball to try to kill one of these things because they know that there's treasure up there, and I will make the treasure roll for saves versus Fireball. And they know me. I always put something cloth up there and basically just say, well, you see the ashes of a pair of boots. It's just how I kind of do it. I like to keep them cautious about just lobbing fireballs everywhere. So, Cavefisher, great encounter. No poison, which I always thought was missing a little bit on this monster, but no reason you couldn't put a mutant variant in there that has the poison. But be careful with this guy. It can be deceptively strong. I've also used these in dungeons where they're in a specially carved little niche above a doorway or an archway, and then they go ahead and they attack from that position. That can be a pretty good encounter as well. Again, you have all the problems of getting up to the creature to deal with it. And then, of course, you want the treasure and everything, so you've got to be careful about destructive spells. One spell that works really, really well against the Cavefisher is, in my opinion, of course, magic missiles. You definitely can use magic missiles against this creature because you can always see the winch hanging over the edge, pulling the creature up. So I do allow the spell to target the creature. So that's a good spell to use against it. Lightning bolt, you got to be careful. I have had players do it, and I've made them roll just don't roll me a 3 or less in a d20, and we'll see what happens. And I've had it come up with 2 or 3, and I've had the lightning bolt ricochet off the cliff face, so come up here and pew off the cliff face, not affecting the Cavefisher, but potentially rebounding on the party. So I'm a little tricky with these. I do it on purpose. Makes the encounter much more powerful than an armor class 4 3 hit dice monster would appear to be. But Cavefishers, gotta love them. Just a lot of fun. So that's really all I've got to say today about Cavefishers from Monster Manual 2. I hope you like what you heard and saw. If you did, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. And that's it for today. I'll see you next time on page 121.